The Nigeria Labour Congress (NLC) and Nigerian Union of Postal and Telecommunications Employee (NUPTE) on Monday picketed mountain offices in Kano, Bauchi, Abia, Bayelsa, Oyo, Ogun over alleged exploitation of workers and non-unionism in the company. The news agency of Nigeria, NAN, reports that the NLC members who stormed the office at Civic Center in Kano as early 6:30 a.m. were led by the chairman of the union, Kabiru Aduminjibia. NAN reports that during the picketing, activities at the mountain office were completed grounded as workers were prevented from doing their work by the protesters. The NLC, in Ogun State, on Monday also locked up all mountain outlets in the state. This development was as a result of the directive of its national body that all mountain offices in the country should be locked for 3 days, following what it described as modern-day slavery on the part of the telecommunication network provider. The state chairman of the union, Comrade Akeem Mbali, and some members of the labor body besieged the Oke-Elewo headquarter of Mountain and sealed it, saying the network provider refused the unionized its staff, which according to him was against the labor law of the country. He said that the company through its anti-labor law policies limit the career progression of its staff and also engaged in casualization of workers. This action was carried out for the deliberate refusal of Mountain to unionize their members. We see the action as an attempt to enslave them. We also know that there are so many anti-labor policies being implemented by Mountain, denying people's right to association, denying them regular promotion, casualization of workers and deliberate policy of limiting the career progression of Nigerian mountain workers. This action is 3 days warning for Mountain and other telecommunications companies in Nigeria, and if within 3 days they fail to meet up with our demands, we shall press for 7 days close down, the union leader added. Also read, why we picketed Mountain, AEPB, WABA. During picketing, the NLC members carried placards with various inscriptions such as, respect rule of law, we say no to casualization, and workers' rights must be protected, among others. The chairman of the Nigeria Labour Congress (NLC) in Abia, Mr. Uchenna Obigwe, said on Monday that workers of the mobile telecommunications Nigeria, Mountain, must join labour in order to benefit from the proposed minimum wage. Obigwe said this while addressing newsmen in Umuahia when he led members of the Congress in the state to picket mountain offices in Umuahia and Abia. He decried the engagement of workers by the company on the casual basis, adding that NLC was not in support of the ban against unionism by Mountain management. For over 10 years, we have been holding consultation with the management of Mountain to allow its workers participate in unionism, but nothing has happened to date. This means that there is no job security and workers lack the power to negotiate for their welfare. Furthermore, as NLC is negotiating for the new minimum wage for Nigerian workers, if it is approved, it means that Mountain workers would not benefit, he said. The Abia NLC boss said that labor was disturbed by the poor wages paid to workers of the telecom company. He called on the regulatory agencies, including the Nigerian Communications Commission, to take urgent steps compelling the company to do the needful to enable its workers to enjoy their rights. Speaking to reporters, the NLC chairman in the state said that the action was in compliance with the directive of the national headquarters of the NLC. The action is necessary in order to protest the hostile working environment for the mountain workers in the country, he said. He said the picketing became necessary following the failure of the management of the company to address the workers' plight in spite of the agreement reached between it and NLC leadership in 2017. The picketing is a directive from the union headquarters and is a nationwide exercise, which is against the exploitation, casualization and infringement of the fundamental human rights of the workers. The action also became inevitable as the company has refused to heed to advice to stop its inhuman treatment of workers, about 80%. of the staff are casuals and they are not allowed to unionize, which is against the International Labour Organization (ILO) treaty. The NLC will not fold its arms and allow enslavement of our fellow citizens in their own country with actions that contravenes Article 98 of the 1989 Workers' Convention. In his remarks, while addressing the NLC members, Senior Assistant Manager, Mountain Office, Kano, Abdul Hamid Hassan said the management of the company was currently discussing with relevant stakeholders with a view to resolving the issue. Speaking in Bayelsa, the NLC chairman in the state, Mr. John Diomu, said that picketing of the organization became necessary in the face of MTN's uttered disregard for trade union rights. He said that NLC would not fold its arms while Mountain treated workers as slaves, adding that the workers' voices must be heard. You may not know, the majority of the workers here in Bayelsa are casual workers. This is wrong. Our brothers and sisters are suffering. Mountain must respect human and trade union rights in Nigeria. Every worker is entitled to better working conditions. This is not acceptable. Our laws do not accept that, and those workers need to be liberated. We need to tell them that they need to respect the laws of the country. They need to also respect our own labor laws. But most importantly, they must respect human and trade union rights. Workers have dignity, workers are not slaves, and therefore, all workers must be treated with the best of attention. Injury to a worker at Mountain is an injury to all Nigerian workers, he said. Efforts to talk to Mountain officials in Bayelsa proved abortive, as those approached said they were not authorized to talk on any issue pertaining the company. Comrade Hashimu Gital, chairman, NLC, Bauchi State, who led the picketing, told the news agency of Nigeria, NAN, that the action was to advance issues of decent work and better conditions of service for workers. Every worker is entitled to better working conditions, he said, accusing the telecommunication company of regularly renewing employment contract with its workers as a way of shying away from the respiratory similitude of paying gratuity and pension to them. We are giving them 3 days as a warning, as directed by the National Office of the NLC in Abuja, he said. According to him, the company, at every 3 months, sacks its workers and give them a new contract. This is not acceptable. Our laws do not accept that, and those workers need to be liberated. We need to tell them that they need to respect the laws of the country. They need to also respect our own labor laws. But most importantly, they must respect human and trade union rights. Mr. Olajuwon Olaide, the chairman NUPTE Ibadan, told the news agency of Nigeria, NAN, at the Mountain office, Offering Road, Ibadan, that the union was sealing all Mountain offices in all the states in the country. Olaide said the union had been in talks with Mountain for over 2 years to allow its members of staff to participate in unionism. Also read, PDP denies giving automatic ticket to Melee. Others, Mountain has been countering our decisions, which haven't been favorable to both the union and the members of staff in South Africa where they came from. The staff are participating in unionism, but they are not allowing that in Nigeria. They are taking us for granted here in Nigeria, and that has to stop. There should be an equal right for all across the globe. This picketing is taking place across all the states where Mountain offices are located, and the sealing off is going on simultaneously, he said. Olaide said that in June, the president of the Nigeria Labour Congress, NLC, Comrade Waba, visited Mountain, South Africa over the issue and he was mobbed. Comrade Waba was disregarded over the issue, and now we are taking the necessary action to correct all wrongs, he said. NAN reports that the picketing of Mountain offices on Monday is going on simultaneously nationwide.